Here I want to show you how the mounted drive configuration works in the dbDOS configuration manager. As you'll see here, I set up a mounted drive called C that points to the path C:\dbDOS5\en. Now what that correlates to is in the Windows directory, if we go to a Windows Explorer, and we'll see here we've gone to C:\dbDOS5\en. And in that directory in Windows is our root directory for the dbase program. And here is our dbase executable file within that directory. So if we go ahead and click on this home button, we can see all these executables that have been found under the C directory according to the dbDOS C drive. As you can see here, it's not in Windows, it's not the actual C directory in Windows, it is the C directory according to the mounted drive configuration, and it is pointing to, within Windows, this directory, C:\dbDOS5\en. So we can choose any of the executables in that directory, and of course we want to kick off the main dbase executable, so we say OK. And from here I'm just going to go to the advanced view so I can then go ahead and test the configuration and show you what that means when you run dbase for DOS inside of dbDOS. Okay, once the dbase executable is run, we'll see our regular dbase for DOS window. And here you can type any of the dbase for DOS commands. For example, we'll do set directory to, and let's say I want to see everything that's in the samples directory, which has a lot of forms and reports and other tables. In Windows, it's C:\dbDOS5\en/samples. But since we're running this in dbDOS and the configuration has created a new drive called C that points to the en directory, we have to reference it differently. So here we are inside our dbase for DOS application that's running in our dbDOS VM. And if we go ahead and we say set directory to C:\samples and hit enter, where we're actually pointing to is the C dbDOS5 samples directory. But because we set up the C drive inside of dbDOS to be pointing to the en folder, its root directory is actually that en folder. So when we say set directory to C:\samples, this is the directory inside of Windows that we're pointing to. So if I go ahead and I do a dir command, you'll see all of the tables listed that are actually in the samples directory. Now another thing we can do is, let me go ahead and close out of here. If you have programs that are using the C drive and as though it were the Windows C drive, and you don't want to change any of that, you don't want to have to use set directory to or reference the directory differently inside your application. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to delete our current mounted drive, and then we'll recreate it, and this time I'm just going to point C to the actual root C directory in Windows. So we're just going to go ahead and click right on that C and OK, and we'll say OK. Now that's going to be very, very helpful in not having to rewrite our programs if we're using the C directory exactly as it is in Windows. But if we want it to kick off an executable, I would not recommend using this home icon, because what's going to happen is it's going to look for every executable or .com or .bat file inside of the C directory and every directory underneath it, which, as you know, if you have a fairly large hard drive, there's going to be a lot of files in there, so it'll take forever or just lock up. So what we're going to do here is I'm just going to change the directory manually, and we're going to say C dbase 5 /en /dbase.exe, so I can kick off my dbase executable automatically that way. I'm going to go ahead and go to the advanced view, and then I'm just going to test my configuration. Okay, so here you can see if we do our dir, it doesn't show any dbase records because we're in the root C directory, but if I say set directory to C : /dbase 5 en, and then do, oops, I don't think there are any in the root en directory either. If we go to samples, okay, so if we go to the samples directory and then we look at the list of files, of course we'll see all the tables in the samples directory. Hopefully this gave you a little idea of how the mounted drive works. It's basically very similar to the map drive in your network configuration.